Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a good holiday. Probably pretty light chat, light stream today. Doing a little stretch over here. It's a beautiful rainy day in Seattle. So rainy, so chilly. All of a sudden. That's cool. I hope the audio's working. Should be working okay. Yeah, just kind of chilling. Still on holiday break. Mostly just want to kind of get around, in and out some code, figure I'll answer anything that happens in the chat. Kind of moved around. Hey, Lashlan, Gordon. I'm just going to call you Gordon. How's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Evening here, 2 p.m. I'm going to pour some coffee because, you know, it's 2 o'clock, which means it's coffee time. And drink some more Blue Bottle. There we go. Well, that was my last Blue Bottle. I did happen to cancel my subscription just because I want to support more local. And not necessarily I'm supporting more local, just I had too much coffee just stacked on top of everything at my house. Hey, Josepas. Jesopas. How's it going? It's good. Probably pretty chill. I don't know how many people are going to be on or people are working. Maybe people aren't working, so maybe that's why they should be on. So that'd be kind of nice. We'll see. But yeah. I'm just going to work on some random projects because the nice thing is I don't really have anything queued up for today. But I do have a bunch of libraries that I need to do a bunch of work on. So I'm just going to work on a bunch of stuff and kind of crush some code just in general and kind of read the chat. See how that goes. Let's pop over there. There we go. Pop, 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 pop. All right, let's see. First thing I want to do is I got my Monkey Cache library. And this puppy... Oops, there it is. Has a pull request and some issues on it. This is my all-in-one caching library. Now, I believe that... Hey, buddy, how's it going? Happy holidays. Happy holidays, everyone. One of the last Friday stream of 2018. That's crazy. That is crazy. So someone said they install Monkey Cache, but they need to install the other cache objects. So I'm kind of curious if I can. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Oh, do we have the Andrew here? Andrew, I'm pretty sure it's Andrew, right? Reviewing your pull request, Andrew. Live on air, it's happening. Wow, 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 wow. So I think the problem with Monkey Cache is maybe I don't explain that you need to install stuff. So let's go ahead and edit this. Yeah, you were. So see, that's what random stuff. Nougats. So probably in here I should say, maybe I need to have another thing. And this can be contains base, interfaces, and helpers. And this one will be a SQLite backing for Monkey Cache. Monkey Cache. There we go. I'm trying to think of what's a better way to a light DB, a local file based backing for Monkey Cash. You must platform support NuGets. That's probably good. Let's see what that looks like. Looks. Oh, I messed it up. Oh. What did I do? I didn't do this here. Development feed. Just put that in there.
I'm way up, I feel.
Hey R2D, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right. Still messed it up. Oh. If there was just a better way to preview all this inside. So I need to put this info. So it'll be NuGet. Then just details, description. R2D2 on the chat. All my droids. Where my droids at? Okay, so that's good. Oh, NuGets is really small. Probably need to have that as this. 2. All right, so there's NuGets, platform support, setup. It is required that you set an ID. First, select an implementation of Monkey Cash. Cache that you would like. LightDB, SQLite, or file store. And install the specific NuGet package. I guess NuGet is a capital NuGet. Lots of barrels. Install the specific NuGet for that implementation, which will also install the base Monkey Cash NuGet dependency library. Installing Monkey Cash by itself without an implementation will only give you the without an implementation will only give you the high level interfaces. It's almost like it needs to be buried. Documentation. Lima, Peru. Whoa, cool. Whoa. Oh, the Daniel Wrench on there. Whoa, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the follow. Danny on here following me as I write documentation. That's cool. Good. Check that out. David asked if I have CI/CD set up. Yeah, we're going to totally walk through this. We're going to give this a look-sees here. Documentation all day. What's up, D-Wrench? D-Wrench in the house. Chess International Grandmaster. Yeah. Oh, and I got a sub. Not even a Twitch sub. Boom. Boom. Cool. Oh, Andrew, yeah. We, last week, I tried to set up try to do the YAML stuff. Not about the YAML life. Not about it. Of course I have Shia LaBeouf stuff. All day. So this is Danny's first stream with me, because I don't know if people know, but we do a podcast together called Blunders. There you go. Well, blunders.fm. There you go. Now you have sweet emojis. You have some sweet mooch emojis. Mooch all day. Mooch all day. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from Danny when I was setting up the stream, because he definitely inspired me to add a lot of Shia everywhere. I think this is good. I think so. This will help this person who opened and closed an issue. Number 49. Number 49. Fixes. 49. Right into master. Cool. I said I'll tell them added documentation around this. Boop. Hey, Alicio, how's it going? Wah, 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 wah. I don't know. I don't mind YAML. I wish that the YAML was more of an environmental setup and version number setup and like variables that I could pull from, but I haven't necessarily gone in there and done that. All right, so let's look at your API. So what I like to do is create a new branch. Let's create a new branch feature / all keys. Keys. Let's pull this up into here. Boop. Then let us retarget this to a different thing. Not much is up. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon here in Arizona. Just really in Arizona, in Washington. I got Danny on my mind. That's the problem. Got Danny on my mind. What is happening here? All right, so we're gonna go into. How come that didn't work? Feature. Oh, /all. I guess it did do that. Okay, so we're gonna pull this into all. Boop. I'll make mistakes in life and it's okay. Okay, so we're just gonna pull that in because it's fine. Then we're gonna open a new pull request because I think that your stuff is fine. Boop. GitHub 47. Get all keys, create PR. Right, there's all your stuff. All right, let's take a look here. Let's open up Visual Studio. No. Usually what I tell people to do is, yeah, so many PRs. Merging those PRs. Boom. So usually what I do is whenever I get an external PR, instead of directly going into master, I usually put it into a branch, and then that way I can check it out locally more easily in here. So I can go into Monkey Cache, just sync it up. Let's go back into master. But yep, no, and then I just retarget it. And then when I'm like, oh, I'm ready to do, basically what I do is instead of ever pulling somebody's changes directly into master, I always put that into my own branch, and then I work on it myself. Ooh, gosh. All right, there's a lot of questions in here. Let's see here. And then let's go into your manage branches, feature all. So XX Insolente asks, hey James, I would like to ask how you handle managing so many plugins, PRs, issues all at the same time. What tools do you use? That's a good question. So I think I use multiple things to help me manage my life. I mean, luckily all the code is on GitHub. So in that regard, having one-stop shop for issues and pull requests and everything makes my life really easy, which is nice. Let's go and pull this away. Well, let's see what this guy's doing. So it's going to do some stuff. Oops. .NET Core 103 version. It's very mad. What's happening? So So I guess the question is, how do I manage all of them? Well, what's happening here? Oh, it's writing some locks. It's doing some things. So the first thing that I do is I let this blue notification dot stare me in the face all the time. It just is constantly staring at me. I guess I just aggressively go in and move things around into my back watch or into my notifications. And it depends. I sort of have a rank of what plugins are in what order of what I need to work on. Luckily, all my plugins sort of have gotten to a place where they're sort of maintained by themselves. They don't really have much to do. And my logical thought process is to ideally let less of my plugins be plugins and everything go into essentials. So at some point I would like for most, if not all my plugins to not have to be maintained anymore, and then all of them go into Xamarin Essentials, because that would be an ideal scenario. However, my lifesaver really is getting the proper CI and CD set up. So inside of my plugins, I have pipelines for everything. These are all public too. Where's my builds? There we go. So I have pipelines for everything under the sun, and automating this process has saved me so much time, from building everything to releasing it. I have CD pipelines for every single bit of it. It's a little bit much to manage in my mind, but I guess I just kind of do it in some regards. Each of these have different states of when they're being executed and going to different mygets or NuGet privates or publics, and I just kind of manage those in my mind a little bit. All right, let's see what's happening. Let's see what Andrew did. Let's look at his code. Tests. Okay, so Andrew added get all keys, give me back active. That's probably correct. That's probably good. IEnumerable string, which are keys. I like that. Get all keys. So I don't want it to be get all keys. I want it to be get keys. We're going to change that. Change that. So how come I can't replace in file? Oh, it's building? That's stupid. Oh, yeah. So that's a good question. David asks, does it auto increment? Yeah, and so I'll kind of finish up a little bit too. So it's very hard to manage all of this. I'm relatively lucky that part of my day job is actually doing these libraries and working on Xamarin Essentials. And I've made working on plugins part of my day job, especially that's why I do a lot of Twitch streaming and a lot of my spare time. When I was releasing a lot of plugins, it was a real burden. It was very tough on my personal life in general. It was very, I'd have to stop whatever I was doing in the middle of hanging out with my girlfriend or hang out with friends because I saw a PR came in. And I almost made it, in my mind, I made it like the libraries that I was working on were so a part of me and the community that I wanted to make sure that if it was something was impacting someone, that I would jump right on it. I think over the years I've shifted in my mind a lot to say, okay, like I have to take a step back and understand that yes, these plugins are out there. People can use the code. People can get the code, right? And I think in that regards, it was like, okay, so it's not the worst thing if people have to wait a day or 2 days or something like that. And as I got further on, a lot of things just kind of stabilized themselves. So to the point where this year was pretty relaxed. I didn't really have to do a lot. It was mostly maintaining, multi-targeting, maintenance, proper CI, CD, and that helped my life a lot. I also went from using my own on-prem build system to just using everything cloud, Azure DevOps hosted 100%. And that really streamlined my life too. I think in general is very nice. Okay, so let's see. I see what we did here. So we added some keys. I did some stuff. Make sure that, oh, that's a good idea. Cached keys, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna assume that your stuff is okay. Let's see here. So Monkey Cache now has barrel utils. Set base. That's good. Get expiration. All right. See, Try Hard asks, there are no dumb questions. Do not worry. Why are you using the white theme or the default theme? This is actually the blue theme. I'm a light theme developer. I do not like dark themes. The only way I give dark themes if anyone gives bits, which are all donated to charity. This is one of my last streams in which money will be donated to charity. So at some point, if someone donates, I think 1,000 bits, like R2 did, I can't say everybody's name, even though I know their name, but then I switch the themes to whatever theme they like. That's what it is. I should put that. But I like light themes, and I'll tell you why I like light themes is because as a presenter, it surprisingly makes my life extremely easy. And for anyone that's in the audience, it's also easier to read from a distance. So I have a blog on my blog, obviously a blog post on my blog, that is all about presenting tips in general. So on that one, I talk about why I use light theme because from a distance, like I said, it's a lot easier on the eyes than a dark theme. And I also use really large fonts. So that obviously makes it really easy to see on a Twitch stream, but also when you are presenting to a room, it is very essential that you do it that way. So. Oh, look at you. You did a whole bunch of get all key tests. Cool. Let's run these puppies. I guess they'll run when I run the thing, but do. That's good. Let's look at your test. So get all. So you empty all. Get key tests. Get keys active and expired. Because that's all we have, right? Active and expired. Yep. Oh, you know what all we needed was, I guess none would be 0, right? Is that what I said? I think you need to have the flags, the enum flags in there. I think. There you go. Wear sunglasses while you watch. There you go. I like that. I like that. Where's your pull request at? I think I needed to look it up. Enum flags C#. And there we go. Flag attributes. I'm pretty sure that if you can define that without defines flags attribute short. I'm pretty sure someone said you could do, yeah. So that's black and red. I think you need the 0 though for some reason. 0, landline, cell, flags attribute. Yep. Guess none would give you none. So flags, enum, cache state. I like cache state. All right. I don't know why you would ever want none, but I guess it can't be none. Like it has to be. Can you have a flags without 0? I guess so. It's already there, so you can always add it back, I guess. So barrel utils, we run all those. And your test, so get keys active is not null. Cached keys, that's fine. Are there any? And then you're making sure that the keys 1, 2 are the same as the cached keys. That's presumptuous that they're in the same order. But sure. Does work on my machine without 0. So let's do a document. Yeah, it's a little presumptuous to say that these are the same in general. Oh, I see. So yeah, no, that's Sub-Zero. I don't like index either. I like I. I don't know why. Get all active keys. And that they're 2. That it contains 2, contains 3. All right, that's fine. And then you should do assert dot is false, and then you could do cached keys dot contains 1. Right. This one's get expired, and then you could do assert is false. Two. 3. We can assume they're in the same order because I ordered them by name. There you go. Oh, I see. That's there you go. I think it's fine. If it passes, it passes. Get all of them, so it contains all of them. Get keys empty test. Oh, it just doesn't give you anything back. That seems fine. All right, cool. Let's run all of them and see what happens here. Did you write any tests here in the runners? Let's see if you wrote any runner tests. All keys is expired button. All right, so you wrote a few tests here. So if there were only checkboxes. Oh, you know what we could put is probably a... actually, does Frank's library have... That's so funny that he uses library for this. I had a simple test in the app. So I could do another switch here, and then I'll do text, get keys, and we'll do like... I guess I'll do a stack layout, orientation, horizontal, and then I'll do a label that says text equals both active and expired. No, I could do active. And then I'll do X name switch active. Toggled. Oops. True. That one will be true by default. And then button all keys, that's fine. Put that under here. Active, and then this one will be, I don't know, what's that? Expired. This will be switch. Expired. Let's run these. Okay, so yeah, that sounds good. What other questions do we have in here? David asks, I haven't tried yet in C#8, but does passing in optional parents with some variable name equals null still work with a nullable reference type? I'm pretty sure not. No. Once you say it's not null, you can't throw in additional null things in there, I'm pretty sure, as far as I know. Let's look at your tests here. So many barrels. All those barrels. So many tests passing.
I'm way up.
I feel blessed. Thank you so much for the follow, Pew Joe. Luis. Yep. Get keys. I'll say var. Var type. Oh, gosh. Where did I just go? Oh, there we type. So I'll say type equals. I guess you might need a none in there. Or no. Let's see. So cache state. So then I can say, what is the default? I guess the default is, I can say if switch active dot toggled and state like that. Can you do that? Yeah. That sounds fine. It's fine to have a none, I guess. So var then if switch active expired is toggled state equals state. And here we will do state. Let's give that a try. Ooh, true. Hey from London, how's it going? Sync and Star, how's it going? Cool. I need to eventually. I'm going to turn on once I get closer to wanting to do like C#8 stuff, which I totally want to, which I might do soon, maybe next week or the week after. Then I'm going to accessing Applebee. Yes, I have this old one on here. Yeah, just coding it up, working on the weekend, working on a Friday. It's kind of a weekend. It's very rainy. Tryhardo Garcia asked, should I set 12.1 as the minimum iOS version? No, absolutely not. Minimum version is how far down you want it to go back when people install the app from the App Store. So this will be key. I guess I could save. Oh, I have a breakpoint in there. Saved, load, key. Do I have both of those on? I must have. Okay, cool. So then I can do get keys, monkey, active. None. All right, that works. Is expired? No. Load, key. Cool. All right, this seems to work well. Beautiful test out. So usually I like to set mine to as far back as I want to support. Probably I would do the current version -1 or 2 based on your business requirements. So for me, I usually set it to iOS 10. Now, the important aspect there is that you want to make sure that if you're using iOS 11 or 12 features, that you put a condition around those in general. So yeah, usually what I do is you should be able to Google like market share of iOS versions, and that is one there, this App Store one, this one. There you go. Gotcha. There you go. So yeah, so this is pretty good. So this is like as measured here for iOS 12. I'm using in the last 4 years. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. So this is like, oh, if I target iOS 11, you're gonna get most people. Same thing. You can go to the go Android. I always do Android dashboard. Cool. See you, Andrew. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, I will be pulling it in, and I'll push out a new version here pretty soon. So here's the Android dashboard. So, for instance, here we can see basically Android P doesn't even register yet, but you could target. I usually target KitKat and back because that's pretty solid. Soon, I can do Lollipop and back, and that'll be so nice. But you know, still 8% of the market. Or under is 10% of the market. You don't want to miss them. But yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good. Let's look at this API one more time. Yeah, iOS 9 is a tricky one. I think that oh, welcome. Bunch of people on the stream. iOS, yeah, you're welcome. Bookmark those things. Always check on them. That's how I determine. So another good reference point for us is when you go to Essentials. So here, for instance, you can see our platform support that we focus on. You also want to look at your libraries. So we only support iOS 10 officially and above. Things technically work on probably 9 or 8 or below. We just don't test them. I think it's harder to test too, but that's one thing that I never liked about both Xcode and Visual Studio is that when you do file new, it defaults you on iOS to the SDK version you have, and that's always kind of upset me. Android, we do 4.4 and above, so we can hit that. We actually synchronize with Xamarin Forms to platform support. There's got to be a guide on this somewhere. There is a requirements. Here you go. So surprisingly here, Xamarin Forms supports iOS 8 or higher. I don't know if they're going to change that anytime soon. I hope so. And then Android 4.4 and higher, and then UWP, all versions. But eventually they should just do Fall Creators Update, I think. But they have to have like a bigger net in general. But yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to even figure out sometimes how to how to test older ones. I have a drawer full of stuff, but then you need to be on the latest betas, you know, and yeah, and it's hard. All right, so there's our Andrew. There's our dude. Let us put this in. Changes. Get etag. Get keys. Exists. Probably should be like key exists. Update naming. No, update iOS. Drop iOS 9 immediately. There's no need for it. Get out of here. There were a few people upset when we didn't. Yeah, iPad 2. That's the kicker, right? It's so sad. The iPad 2 never got updated, but I don't know. I can't really. I don't know. It's like I want to be like, oh sure, like totally support that for longer, but then I'm like, no, just I don't know. It's sometimes you gotta make a hard stop, you know, and just say it's go time. Someone asked me about versioning. So I am a versioning noob in general. So this is my Monkey Cache stuff, and I just have a variable that says next version inside of Azure DevOps. And that's my next version that I'm going to release. So that's all I do. That's how I do it. I forget who asked me, but that's how I do it there. So every time I release something, it's not too hard because every time I release something, I just bump the next version of what I want it to be. Ideally, I would have branches and versions and different categories in general that I could have. Pull different versions from and scripts or whatnot, but I streamline mine so much that I just do one release at a time. And for instance, when I add a new feature like we're doing here, we're going to bump this to 1.10, for instance, and go from there. But each one of my plugins has that in there. And that allows me to, if I look at my tasks, I build this a few times. But I do a build number for my beta that goes to MyGet, and then all of my public betas here, they just use the next version. Same thing here, they use the next version there. Huh. Oh man, if someone had to support Android 1 through 4.3, it would be... You could do it. I guarantee Facebook does it. Facebook probably supports all those. So here's this thing, it's building. And what this will do is it should build my cache. I don't know how long this takes. I have weird NuGet things. Let's see here. But this one, it takes a while to go through and build. Should be pretty. Wow, what does that do? That would take a while. I know this one did tests. 3 minutes. Whoa. I think because it's building stuff. That looks good, though. Oh, internal NuGet failed. Interesting. Let me look at my release pipeline. I don't even have that. I don't want that. This is MyGet. This should be automatic. Trigger. How do I... Pre-deployment conditions. Select trigger. Yeah, that's what I want. This one is after stage. Yep, got it. Garcia asks, is it true that iOS development is easier or smoother than Android development? Ugh. I don't know. It depends what you're building, I guess, in general. I think that nowadays... Hey, Luis. How's it going? I think nowadays, iOS and Android development, it depends on your setup, right? If you are a Windows person, like 100% like I am, I think it's smoother to do Android development because you have your emulators and all these things that are on there. And for iOS, if you're on a Mac and you're just using Xcode or Visual Studio for Mac, like that is a pretty smooth experience with the simulators, the devices, everything in the Apple ecosystem in general, which I think is pretty good. So like that's a nice thing about the Apple ecosystem in general that they have going on. But as far as Android goes, I mean, there's probably more testability and more issues that you run into against a wide range of devices that is out there for Android devices. But in general, I don't necessarily think that it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad in general between the two. And then it just kind of depends on the user interface point of view. If you are more of a... Is this building? Oh, it is building. Okay, there we go. If you're more of an XML, XAML type of person, I think that Android falls in line with that. A little bit nicer on iOS, like storyboards are kind of a pain in the butt in general. But when you're developing with Xamarin Forms, for instance, like I do, it doesn't really matter per se in general. So, you know what I wanted to do? Where is my... There's like one more change I wanted to do. So this should be 6.1. I wanted to change these to 6.1. And then I wanted to... I don't need this anymore. That's good. Yep. Then I think I needed to edit these to also 6.1. My SDK versions. These also include, I was including the package reference, and then I was told that I don't need to be including those things anymore. So let's do that. Let's also do this one. I should put this in a global config, but I'm lazy. So there's that. Oh, I should see, is there a new version of LightDB too? Let's see. LightDB. Nope. Let's look at Frank. He released 5.5.231. Is that what I have? Probably not. Yep, I have that. So get rid of this. And 6.1. Boop. There we go. Then, as long as all of my tests pass, which I don't know why it's, oh, this is like taking, yeah, see, it was gives you all these warnings because I already have it. It shouldn't take too long. Oop. Oh, and it canceled it because I did a new pull request. That's funny. An agent is ready to connect. Oh, that's intriguing. I wonder if it just doesn't do... cancels it. Oh, that's funny. It passes it. Oh, it actually gets rid of it because I did another one to this. That's pretty slick. So yeah, I think that the iOS, to get back to Garcia's question, I think that the iOS APIs are a little bit nicer. On Android, you really have to worry about Android support libraries. You have to worry about material design, backwards compatibility, fragments, all sorts of things if you're doing core work. And I think that's why a lot of devs nowadays coming in really enjoy going down the route of the cross-platform user interface that abstracts all that shenanigans from you, which is why I enjoyed Xamarin Forms so much. I mean, I still enjoy the core development of iOS and Android, right? So I still enjoy going in and bopping around to those different bits and pieces that are in there. But for me, I don't want to have to worry about all those little nitty-gritty concepts on multiple platforms. So even if I was still doing just a single app, right, iOS or Android, I'm like, I'm just doing this, I'd probably use still some sort of abstraction of some sort because it would make my life easier. Unless I was creating, I don't know, I guess something really, really needed to be the most crazy, super highly optimized thing in the entire world, then maybe I'd go down the route there. So I guess that's what I would do. These warnings are going to upset me. I should add some. I wonder if I should add edit. Where's my build at? Close all. Kind of curious if I don't have a, I just build that. Those are silly. Do I have any, what is that? Oh, that is weird. Where is my I thought I just updated this. No? 7180. Yeah, seems fine. Google Play requires the application. Oh, I wonder if I have this not set correct. That's weird. Eh. I'm just curious if I don't have this. Yeah, probably not. 28? Must be 26 or above. Totally is. That's good. What is this thing? There's a lot of weird errors in there. I was hoping, I don't know where my, let's think about these warnings. I don't like having warnings. Missing barrel utils, cache state. Oh, HTTP cache, comment. Publicly visible. Interesting. Oh. I'm going to say everything is freezing up on me. Okay. Still building. What is this set to? Seems fine. Also seems fine. That's what I want. Current state of the item in cache. Expired cache item, active, non-expired cache item. There we go. And then there's probably some public things in here that I did not comment. That's weird. Cache state. HTTP cache utilities. Gets the current, internal, public. Cached item via a web request. Who barrel to use is for cache. URL to query. Timeout to use. Set the item to expire in. Force an update from the server. If the request should be throttled. Yeah, I was building, so it probably skipped a little bit in there, so I apologize about that. Every once in a while, it gets real upset. So there we go. Let me know. It should be back to normal now. Yeah, I can tell there should be about 5 or 6 skips in there. I think here there should be. Barrel to use for cache. Request to send. Expire in.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
not. If throttled. Just randomly commenting. New or cached stuff. Oh, I'm not even on my computer. There we go. I was commenting my stuff. Sorry. Sorry. New or cached response. I'm just like commenting. Let's see here. So Luis asks, hey, I got a question. Using multi-targeting template, sometimes I update the info in the CS project directly on Visual Studio when it builds and generates the NuGet. The info comes out from an older version of the file and not the info I updated. I don't know. Whoa, it had a lot of people. What is happening? Oh, geez. That's cool. Let me see. Twitch. See if I can adjust some settings here. All right, well, that was of interest. Apparently. Apparently. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that random bots are all over the Twitch. That's really helpful. Interesting that there's some Twitch Prime members as well. So that's cool. That's cool. Random. I don't even know how to let's see, Twitch slow down chat. Wonder if there's a command for that. Chat commands. Followers, slow off. Slow off, slow. Followers off, subscribers, clear. I don't even know how to stop a chat spam like that, which is interesting. But that's not super helpful because now all that is in the chat.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
There you go. Now we've cleared the chat room. Peace. That's cool. Cool. Do you think Monkey Cache would extend to storing data in browser local storage? Yeah, that will work today already. So I have like a sample here that shows it. Let me just finish this coding stuff. Ooh. HTTP request exception. Exception. Code. The code. Message. I think I've gotten all those in there maybe. Let me see where else the if I missed anything else. So monkey cache, HTTP cache, cache state, iBarrel. iBarrel. There's no comments for iBarrel and utils. All right, I just want to make sure I get all this stuff done. I thought I had one here. See, that one's internal though, so it shouldn't. Oh, I see. Barrel utils. Yeah, that's funny. And then iBarrel probably. Oh, yeah, there's no interface for a barrel of cash. I did. I totally just bought tons of Russian viewers. You figured me out, and I also got achievements, so that's pretty cool. I totally just got a bunch of achievements from Twitch for the spam, so that's pretty sweet. That's pretty funny. I should comment these, huh? Let's comment these. Add an item to the barrel. This will be type of item. Key to use. Data to store of type T. When, how long in the future the item should expire. E-tag, tag to use if needed. And then specific JSON items to use. See, this will be to empty all keys. Empty a set of keys. Keys to empty. Empty all items from the barrel. Empty only expired items. There we go. Checks to see if a key exists in the barrel. Key to check. True if the key exists, else false. Gets keys with specified state. Cache state dot active, cache state dot expired. The keys. Okay. Get an object for the key. Type of object to get. Key to get. Then JSON settings to use. Serialization settings to use the object. The object, if it exists, else null. Okay. Get E tag for a key. Key to use. E tag for key, else null. Checks if key is expired. Key, the key to check. true if expired, else false. That gets the expiration date for a key. Key to check. The date, if exists, else null. Let's see. I probably typoed something. There we go. Probably should be serialization. Yeah, so good question. So I think that's probably maybe hopefully all of the things. I guess the question is, yeah, do I have like even inside of all these items? I guess that's the interface. So ideally, yes. There's no, we document all those. Okay. So yeah, inside of the ASP.NET Core one, like this is some Wii stuff. So it should totally work. I don't know about WASM. I wouldn't see why not. If it has an API in ASP.NET or .NET Core, it should totally work. So for instance, let's take a look here. And now what would have been cool is if those Russian spam bots just would follow me too and then subscribe and give me money. That'd be cool. So for instance, let's see here. So this beautiful, oh, look at that switch. Save monkey. So it totally saved it. I should be able to load it. That's cool. Check if it's expired. So this isn't using WASM necessarily, but could use WASM to store it, right? And then pretty cool. Those are big, crazy switches. But I could be able to do this, right? And it's going to store that somewhere, but I guess in WASM it would store it where it needed to in general, but yeah. Let's add comments. Cool. Feeling good about that. That is good. Let's see here. Monkey cache builds. Right. Well, so all the bye Garcia. See ya. Go eat some foods. Num 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 num. So yeah, the monkey cache. I don't know. I just thought about monkeys in a barrel. Really, in general, that was my thought behind it. I think at some point. So that was my doing. This should be good. This will all just pass. I'm pretty sure this one was just comments. So we can close that down. Crushing it.
It should also read that I crushed it from 2013 to present.
So with that out of the way, we should be good to release another beta. I don't know if I've ever released stable, but oh, are they still there? Ooh. Oh, did I accidentally delete those? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let us see here. I'm just going to pull this in. It's going to pass. Use my administrative privileges. So that can go away. That's good. Where did those go? Did I accidentally delete those? What happened? That's weird. Where did they go? Where did they go? What? Huh. Oh, I see what I did there. I copied another thing over. There we go. And it's back. Cool. Fix that. Cool. So that should give us, this will cancel it out. Warnings. Should maybe have not done that. Oh, what is it mad at now? I'm curious what it is doing. I wanted to get rid of all these warnings, but they're all still there. Whatever that is. Line 60. Let's open that puppy up. Let us go to sync. Master. Sync. Do. What is it mad about? So we built it with 11 errors. Warnings. Warnings. I assume many of those warnings are because of this. That's fine. A lot of things from iOS. Warning, barrel utils 60 and 5. Barrel utils 60. That's silly. That's good. That's good to know. David asks, in your pipelines, is it possible to only push specific projects in a solution to NuGet? I usually put a sample console project that uses that project I want to send to NuGet. Clone and just the code. Oh, is it only possible to push specific projects? In your pipelines, is it possible to only push specific projects in a solution to NuGet? Usually put a sample console project that uses the project that I want to send to NuGet. You can put anything in the pipeline, I guess. So when if you create an executable, you can, of course, put that. Look at all those pipelines going. Let's cancel a bunch of these. Stop. So if I go in here, I build a bunch of stuff, but whenever you copy your files, it's whatever you copy in here is what you want. So that's the important part in there. It's just whatever you copy, and then you can put stuff in there, I guess. I don't know exactly what you're trying to do, though, David. So you'd have to let me know specifically. Oh, you know what else I want to do here is that I never added the... Do I have a change log in here? Let me look. Nope. New file. We can put... This will be... What did I do in 1.0? Added ability to get keys. Boop. Then... what we want to do is also come into our pipeline, into our builds. I want to exclude the sample project in my GitHub. You could git clone a different repo, I guess. I mean, there's a get sources, so it just does it automatically, but you could still do a git clone of something else, or add it as a submodule, perhaps. Then clone that down. That might be a possibility in general. So I'm going to save this. Then we're going to go into releases, and what we want to do here is edit this monkey cache release, and we want to add a new GitHub release. Boop. There we go. My connection will be that one, I guess. It's going to be all my things. I want to exclude the sample project in my GitHub. This will be, oops. Monkey Cache. Create, use specific tag. Oh, I have this somewhere else. Let me look here. Dev. Oops. Just did this for, did I do it for Jeff some? Huh. Forget what I put this on. I did it as build number. Boop, boop. Release notes file. This should be my drop. And eventually there will be a /changelog.md. This will be a pre-release. Then inside of my prod, I'll do another GitHub release add. Connection is this. We're going to do an edit. We're going to do drop /log.md. Replace existing, drop the pre-release, and choose Monkey Cache. Save that. Cool. Now we just set up some Git releases. That's good. Let me go back to build. Let's do a new, let's stop all these. Do a new build. Cool. Is your pipeline, in your pipeline, you physically copy files to start the process? No, not to start the process. I mean, when this kicks off, so when you create a pipeline, you have a get sources, and then you point it to a repo to clone locally. And of course, that could do submodules too inside of it. You could always come in and do another like git probably command. You just do a command prompt and you could do git clone. There's a lot of things in here, but I guess there's tasks and whatnot, but you could just do a command line and then use the git command to clone something else if you wanted to in general. You could do something like that, I guess. That would work. But yeah, and then at the end, then you copy the files into the staging directory. So I'm copying all the output into here is what I'm kind of doing in general. So you clone a bunch of stuff and then copy it for use later on. When your build output, I should say. Okay, so Monkey Cache builds. I don't need to build any of these things. Pipelines. Okay, so a build pipeline is just my... Okay, so build pipeline is basically just continuous integration. So pipelines, there's build and then release. So you have a build pipeline and then a release pipeline. That's all it is. So the pipeline says, okay, when I want to build this thing in continuous integration, what do you want me to build and how do you want me to build it? And then there's the input and the output. So input is your source code or any other source code you want. So whenever I get a trigger, so in this instance, whenever I get commit code or get a pull request here, what will happen is it will kick off my tasks. So the very first thing that will happen in my build pipeline is it's going to say, hey, what do you want me to clone? So in this instance, it's going to clone my repository on GitHub because I've told it to. And it's going to build master branch because that's what I'm telling it to do. Of course, if it's a pull request, it'll build the pull request. And then once it has your code, you can run any task you want. So what I'm telling it to do is clone this repo. And then I'm telling it to restore some NuGet packages and then build my project. I built it a bunch of times because I have a lot of projects in here, so it looks pretty complicated. But I'm basically building a bunch of different NuGet packages. That's all I'm doing. Running my .NET Core tests, publishing my test results, and then copying my like bin/release information, which are my NuGet packages, into this build directory. So what I do is I build a bunch of stuff and then I copy the build output, which is my NuGet packages, into a common source folder. And then I publish that. And I'm publishing that internally into Azure DevOps to say, at some point in the future, I want to take this build stuff and do stuff with it. So once I have that pipeline, if I go into a build that was already successful, I can take a look at these artifacts. So what is happening here is this is what was generated for me. So I copied all my different folders into these drops, and I have all these different NuGet packages that I have. And I actually have some source file here too. I don't know, I have some source stuff, DLLs, I guess I wanted just to have. And then once I have that in place, then I set up a release pipeline. So which basically says, hey, take what I just built and go do something with it. So in this instance, I am telling it to release to MyGet, then to NuGet, then to NuGet production. So I kind of go around those lines. I don't know if that makes more sense, but there's like a build pipeline and then a release pipeline in general, if that makes more sense. So right now, like this is building stuff. It is going and it's building and going to town. That's good. I don't know why there's so many more. Probably more XML stuff. I don't even care anymore. Should get rid of all those warnings as much as possible. But that's what I'm kind of doing. So now it's building. So each of these items in Azure DevOps is a task that I told it to do. So these are all executing tasks here. And it's going, and then this will release into MyGet and then to NuGet. Canceled. Maybe that helps a little bit. But I think the biggest thing is, yeah, there's no files or anything copied. Everything is just a git clone. So I'm just cloning it clones all the stuff for me. In fact, you can see it here. So it'll initialize, and Azure DevOps in some magical thing just does a bunch of stuff. And then here it does a git clone. So it's literally just doing like git clone monkey cache, just as if you were to do it locally. And then it clones everything. Then it's all done. Then it starts my tasks. Is this done yet? No. It's going to test. This one takes a little bit of time, I think. Pipelines. Yeah, once you do your first pipeline, it's not too bad. In general, I have so many pipelines, so many things that are happening. Once you do your first continuous integration, it works itself out not too crazy. That's good. All right, cool. I've mostly finished all those. That's good. Monkey cache, we can close it. Will be in 1.1.0. Close. Hey, BitLaw. Ooh, what's a fancy snowflake? Direct Relief Charity 2018. That's cool. Blizzard of Bits. That's cool. was looking at what your little thing was. That's cool. Charity things. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Welcome to the stream. I'm just working on some code and waiting for this pipeline release to finish, and then we'll do it. Yeah, they're super simple, and you can build anything on them. So from apps to libraries to anything really in general. It's like I said, it's a little bit like, it's a little overwhelming at first, just in general. But it is nice that you can come in and say, I want to build, where's my edit at? There we go. Like here, this is saying, this is the name of my project. And then this is saying, like, what do I want to build it on? And I'm using hosted Visual Studio 2017. I could also do Linux or Mac OS or Ubuntu or anything like that, which is there. Yeah. Oh, hey, no worries, Bertic. It's all right. I don't know what that says. That's very interesting. But yeah. Billa says if you had if you had a small website that needed some data store, didn't need relational data, would you use SQLite or NoSQL? In anticipation of maybe getting relational data later on? I mean, I happen to be it's a hard question. So, I don't know. It's probably what you're more comfortable with in general. It's a bad answer. I usually start with SQLite stuff, like use Azure SQL, or I'm using SQLite locally. It depends what I'm building, if it's something really big or really small. I mean, my only real experience is using Cosmos DB to do NoSQL stuff, so not like an expert in that field, to be honest with you. Maybe it's going to depend on where you think your scale's at. So if you're looking to maybe scale out across different regions, maybe then go into a NoSQL type solution. In general, it probably wouldn't be that hard to migrate one to the other, though, to be honest with you. I just think in general, it's probably not that difficult to go back. Oh, cool. Now everything is good. To go back and forth. So I probably wouldn't maybe worry all that much about it. Perhaps. I think. Does that make sense? I don't know if that doesn't really answer your question, though. So, okay, let's see here. All right, so this will be good. I'm going to publish this. Let's see here. This is a cool little progress indicator. It like tells you like what's happening. Basically, you're logging messages and retrieving them again as posts for RSS-like features. Yeah, I mean, maybe NoSQL to go easier, maybe, perhaps. Have you used either of them in the past, I guess? Like, is there something that you're super familiar with? Because that would be like the distinguishing factor, is if you're more familiar with SQL, then go SQL, right? But if you're not, then don't. There we go. Cool. Yeah. All right. So this is good. That should be done, hopefully. And we just released it. Cool. All right. And then if I go to NuGet. There it is, validating. Validating. So Lewis, he says you're checking out the pricings for Azure DevOps. So since I would be using an open source plugin, you get all of those goodies for free. That is correct. So where's Azure DevOps? Yeah, I don't pay anything, so where is the open? Yeah, you get 10 free parallel jobs and unlimited minutes. Unlimited minutes. Boom. It's free. I don't pay anything, so at all. Which is cool. There's a whole bunch of free stuff. I don't know where there's like probably a pricing page somewhere. Learn about pricing. There we go. Open source. You get 10 parallel jobs with unlimited minutes. That's cool. You get Kanban boards and tracking and unlimited Git repos for free. All for free for open source projects. Pretty rad. If you're using EF Core, yeah, I guess it wouldn't change too much. I don't know. If you're using EF Core, I'd probably use relational data then, because I feel like it's good to go there. I know with EF Core 2.2, I think they added a Cosmos DB connector. I would just look at the connectors in EF Core and see what, you know, tried and true, whatever the documentation probably tells you to go to. But yeah. What else do we have over here? Video stuff. I don't really feel like dealing with those. Good. I think here you can now do something like get keys and then remove your keys from it, from that list. This will accomplish what you need. Close. Boom. Tell Donovan that. You can tweet at Donovan that James has sold you on the, so you can do Twitter. You'd be like Donovan. Oops. What is Donovan's oh, I don't know. Did I just Don? Oh, I must have spelled it wrong. You can tweet at Donovan Brown. Be like, Donovan. Hashtag Azure DevOps. James has sold me on it. Look at him. He's just smiling. This is dog. It's crazy. Crazy dog. Only concern is that NoSQL would be lighter to implement than redoing the migration later. If I upgrade to SQL, that would be annoying. I would imagine going from SQL to NoSQL would be easier than going from NoSQL to SQL. Maybe. I mean, you would run a migration script, right? You would have a script that would take everything out of your NoSQL database and then shove it into a SQL database. In general, you'd probably have two versions of whatever you're doing running at the same time and have some sort of migration path. In general, I'm imagining that you're overthinking it, though. In general, I mean the biggest win of using something like, well, I mean, if you're using like Cosmos DB, there's the new $25 a month tier, which is super nice. Like if you're doing the scalability and you want this, it's really nice. But there is a new like $25 a month tier that you can get. So I don't know if you're concerned about price or just thought process of it, but in general, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, the nice thing here is if you use Cosmos DB, I think you can use SQL or MongoDB backends or anything you want, but it just kind of does it automatically. This might be the thing to go with. I mean, that's the API, I guess, but that might be the thing to go towards. I mean, if you don't need things locally or whatever. I guess Cosmos DB is kind of my go-to to think about, unless I need something specific from SQL in general. I'm just really comfortable with SQL and I want to do different stored procs or things like that. But it's kind of what I think about, but that looks pretty good. I will do... Yeah, I would say just pick one. Just go for it. Just live your life. That's what I say. Yeah, you're overthinking it, I think. In general, I say just go for it. Yeah. Ah. Oh, uncommitted changes. What do I have? I thought I did all these. What is in here? Undo. Oh, gosh darn it. No, I'm not going to go away. How do I get check out dot, check out master, get pull. And what's on my essentials list? Now that we've done that. We did release this thing, so let's do a 643. Dev slash what do I have here? Issue 643. Boop. Hey Yarpin, how's it going? Do I use ReSharper? I do not use ReSharper. I use everything that's built into the box. I have Power Tools installed, but that doesn't really do IntelliSense stuff. I have just Visual Studio 2017 and IntelliCode installed. IntelliCode. I do not use ReSharper. I haven't used ReSharper in, I don't know, 7 years. It's going to freeze. Hold on. All right, there we go. So I have not used, I haven't used IntelliCode or ReSharper in about 7 years probably. Yeah. Oh, come on, computer. Stop being all crazy. My computer is being a little weird. There we go. All right. This. Pretty sure that's what I want. Let's take a look. We just released the support libraries before the holidays. Uh, 28.8.0. Yes. Single O. Got it. Go ahead and submit this. That should be good. And we'll push that branch. None, don't really need any. Create pull request. That should simplify things. Okay, what else do we have? If there's anything else in here that I wanted to do, I don't think so. Oh, I did want to test. Let's see if this will boot up my Nexus 10. Device info. Let's see what happens. We wanted to test out if this thing is, well, there's a tablet. Here's a tablet, there's a tablet. All right, I wanted to test out a bug in Essentials that someone said they get a tablet view back. This one, AVD. Nine errors. Whoa. Wait, what? Why is that an error? Did we just turn on? Oh, that's funny. Haha. Oh. Oh, I bet doing that actually causes errors. That's funny. Suppress. I gotta suppress all those. That kind of stinks. Suppress. Suppressing it up. That's funny. Oof. That's gross, but what are you gonna do? All right, added suppresses. Android P. I like more specific. It is. I mean, it basically is Android API 28, but there we go. Cool. That's good. Add those suppresses. So many warning disables. Oh, so many skips. I need a beefier computer. That's what I need. All I want for Christmas. Beefier computer. All right, let us see. Nexus 10. Let's rebuild that. Da 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 da. So many skips. A minute ago. Ah. Building this library. That is good. Ah. Let's do a clean. Sometimes. What is with this computer today? Okay, let's do this. Let's see if this will build. So let's see, this should return if we're in a specific UI mode. Detect idiom. Be interested. Detect mode, UI mode. Normal. Value that corresponds to no UI mode, qualifier specified. I bet that unknown. That's interesting. I bet that this returns UI type normal. Oh, what is this? Oh, detect mode. Oh man. think if it's normal, it needs to be television. Deploy. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. I'm about to head off here pretty soon after I test this off. So thanks for hanging out. Make sure you follow up. I do streams on usually Fridays and Saturdays. I think next week I may be off. Have some family in town, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for hanging in. See ya. Device info. Let's see. My assumption is that this returns normal. And then yes, that is our issue. Is it returns phone? Known. Oh, wait, what? Yep. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, that is the issue, is unknown. I need to actually change this to something else, but I don't want to change it. So let me just say if I change this to unknown, rebuild it. That's a shame. I don't know why we did that. How does Xamarin Essentials GitHub.com? Oops. No. Tablet is tablet on idiom. Sometimes you gotta look through the code of this. Should be a hotfix for 101 forms. Here we go. Tablet. Chris 600. See on set idiom. That's all it does. That's why we're being too smart. That's our issue. We're being way too smart. So in here, we'll just do like, oh, it hasn't rebuilt my thing. Pretty sure that's the issue. The issue is that we are grabbing all this information, but at the end of the day, this is what we need because it's in a, there's no phone or tablet idiom. There's just that. So we need to do this. Probably that is GitHub 668. This should be start a new branch, which would be bug. Need to return unknown and calculate tablet versus phone. By all standard devices. Normal v calculate phone v tablet on Android correctly. Don't care. Oh gosh, sometimes it's multi-targeting, I swear. Let's rebuild. This should do it. Check out my PR. All right, that builds. Let's see if we can deploy again. This should now return this. This is correct. All right, come on. Do it. Start debugging. Device info. Configuration. Get the configuration back. That's good. Still unknown. Minimum width is 800, and that's definitely bigger than the tablet crossover. So is wide is true, and then we return tablet. Yay! We did it. Version. That's funny. All right. So that worked. Cool. All right, that's going to do it. My 2 hours is up on this beautiful Friday afternoon in Seattle, Washington. Thanks, everyone, for checking in, for hanging out. Sorry for all the little glitches in the stream. I do apologize. Sometimes it just happens. It just happens. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in. Bye. Have a great week. I'll probably be back tomorrow morning for Signal R Saturdays. I'm pretty sure doing some more Signal R stuff, and that's gonna do it. Bye.
Some people dream success. Don't let your dreams be dreams. You should get to the point where anyone else will quit, and you're not gonna stop there. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Yesterday you said no. You're gonna wake up and work hard at. You're gonna wake up and stop giving up. You're gonna wake up and work hard at. You're gonna wake up and make your dreams come true. Don't let your dreams be dreams. What are you waiting for? Yesterday you said tomorrow. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Yesterday you said no. You're gonna wake up and work hard at. You're gonna wake up and stop giving up. You're gonna wake up and work hard at. You're gonna wake up and wake up. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. Nothing is impossible.